Hello, my name is Steve Yost. I live at 290th Avenue here on Treasure Island. My wife and I, we bought the property next to Mom and Dad about 15, 16 years ago. And about 2 years ago, we actually moved to Treasure Island, so we now are residents. I've been coming to Treasure Island nearly my entire life. I calculate it must have been 1959. Either 59 or 57 when we first came, because my mom and dad, I was born in North Carolina, but Mom and Dad moved to Tampa when we were very young. And my grandfather and grandmother lived on Treasure Island, and so we've been visiting them since 1960. So I know it goes back to over 50 years. It's nice to live here. It's always been the land of vacation for us growing up. We spent many July 4ths. We spent many Memorial Days. We spent some Christmases here on the island visiting Mama and Papa. It's been a great place to visit. I can remember Sunset Beach being fairly remote. Mom and Dad taught us all to swim. We took swimming lessons over on Davis Island, which is near Tampa. But we would come out here and we'd go down to what I call the dunes. There were dunes down by the point, and we would play in the shallow water and spend weekends on Treasure Island. Fond memories of my two sisters and myself playing in the water and just enjoying things here at the island. Other things I remember is every now and then I'd go deep sea fishing with my dad, because his dad at one time operated a half-day fishing boat, and that was more my style, because I got seasick. And so when we would go out with the climbers, Dad mentioned Charlie Clymer and his dad operated the big boats out of Johns Pass, but those were all-day boats, and it took at least 2 hours to get out to where you were fishing, and I just didn't do well in the waves. But by the time we were fishing, I'd get well, and we would fish and catch a few things, and then by the time we were coming back, I didn't do too well. But going on Papa's boat, he'd let me steer the boat, he'd let me captain the boat, and he'd make me watch the compass, and I'd get to drive the boat as we went out fishing, and we'd fish for half a day and catch snapper, maybe 3-5 pound snapper, just fun fishing.
Yeah.
Not 35 pounders that you had to really haul up. And his boat was out at Pass-a-Grille, is where we would go when we visited Papa and went fishing on his boat. Other things I can remember is right down the street where Caddy's is now was a place called the Driftwood. And the Driftwood, for lack of a better description, was really, I recall it being a biker bar. It was not the place that we would visit. It was not the place that we'd spend any time with, other than you'd walk down there to make a left or a right to go to the beach. Now it's Caddy's. It's a much nicer establishment, great seafood, food, and it's a place you could take a family now. But before, it wasn't quite like that. It was pool tables and bikers. Other things I can remember, probably the oldest establishment that I can remember most was the Thunderbird. When we came over the bridge, that's the first thing you saw, especially at night, the big old T. And I think at that time it was lit up by light bulbs.
Right.
And now it's neon. But I can tell you this, when they did decide to renovate the sign, I was glad to see that they kept it in the Thunderbird fashion and kept that landmark, because it was a visual landmark to me and my family when we came over the bridge, who saw the Thunderbird first. Other than that, I can't really remember lots of stories. Dad talked about Miss Ivy that lived across the street from Mama and Papa. I just remember she had a beautiful yard, very well manicured, and if we ever had a ball, a baseball or a kickball or a football go in her yard, you didn't dare climb the fence. You went back inside to get Mama or Papa or Mom and Dad to go knock on Miss Ivy's door to see if we could retrieve the ball. And also remember my mom and dad, when the first piece of property that they bought, I don't think it was the Ivy property, I think it was the house behind my mom and papa. We called it the Yellow House. We still call it the Yellow House. It hasn't been yellow in 20 years. But mom and dad put all of us kids to work. I've got two sisters, two older sisters, Cindy and Joy, and we came down for extended July 4th, scraping and painting and doing the things to get that house fixed up so it could be rented. So even though it was a lot of work, it was still enjoyable times.
That's good. And any outstanding action or events or something that you might have seen or witnessed when you were here? Or
No, I mean, there was an occasion.
did you go to the pirate invasion or whatever, 4th of July or anything like that? Or?
Well, we kind of had our own 4th of July celebrations. I don't recall there being a pirate invasion. Just the beach. There's a couple of things we do. We will tube down the beach,
Right.
tube down the pass.
Right.
And what you have to do is you have to wait for the tide to be just right. If you pick it up at slack tide, you're not going anywhere. Or if you're trying to come in and you're going out, or vice versa, you're going in the wrong direction. So we still on July 4th, or July 4th is now expanded to, it's no longer just a day, it's now a weekend, and sometimes it's a week, the week of July 4th, because we all can't get together, and we always can't be here on July 4th, but typically we can get together and be amongst all family members sometime that week. And so we will tube down the pass. We will go swimming out in the Gulf. We've sailboated in the past. We've windsurfed in the past. We now have a paddle board, so we'll paddle board and try our luck at that. But it's always been a place for the family to come and vacation. And now, not only do I live here, but my sister and her husband, Joy and Steve Edwards, they live here. They have a place within a rock's throw of Mom and Dad's house, just in the next block. And it's just, now that I live here, it's been an enjoyable experience.
How about, where did you go to school?
You asked me where I went to school. In Tampa at Sidney Lanier Elementary School.
Oh, okay, it wasn't out here.
It was not out here, and I'm not sure that Sidney Lanier is still there.
Yeah.
I remember it being the high school was on one end of the parking lot, and the elementary school was on the other end of the parking lot. And from first grade to fourth grade, I was there at Sidney Lanier.
Well, Steve, we're really glad you came with your dad, and I never met you, and I think you're a fine young man, younger than me anyhow. And good memories of your family in the past, present, and now future.
Yes.
It'll be good.
We hope you enjoyed the history and the tales of Treasure Island. There's more to come. We have over 57 hours of the tales of Treasure Island. So as soon as we can get them to you, we will. Thanks for watching Tales of Treasure Island.